All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start the recording on the phone here. So, okay. Yeah, that recording didn't quite. Wait a second.
To start conference recording, press 1. To return to the recording has started.
Okay, cool. All right, so welcome to the planning session for the Decentralized Web Games. And I am going to send out an invite to David so that he can join the Hangout here. Apologize for this. We'll skip that. All right, so we're going to make this fairly quick today. Basically, the purpose of the call is just to connect with people that are interested in what's going on in Hayden next week, next Thursday and Friday at the Decentralized Web Games, give you guys an update, and then answer any questions you might have, talk about what we might be able to accomplish with this. So I'm going to, first of all, my name is Jay Carpenter, and the way this came about was some of us attended an event back in June 8th and 9th at the Internet Archive, which was called the Decentralized Web Summit. And that was an amazing event where we basically had about 300 of the people that invented the internet and the people that are inventing what's next for the internet come together and talk about what could be created to move the internet back into a direction of decentralization, because the internet is basically kind of moving back into a centralized architecture, if you will, where we're all kind of connecting through centralized services. So that was the idea. You can see some of the talks and what happened at the Decentralized Web Summit. There's links on the decentralizedwebgames.com as well as on desertblockchain.com. And I really recommend you kind of peruse through those talks. I think they're very visionary, and they're talks that will kind of educate people as to what's possible and what's going on today. But the Decentralized Web Games is basically an initiative to take that momentum and move it into something that's hands-on. So I've been working with the city, or the town of Hayden, Arizona, and the town of Winkleman, Arizona, to get permission to have these events on for a couple days, where we've got certain sections of the town blocked off, and we can experiment with decentralized technology, decentralized architectures, and devices that would be difficult to do in other places. So I'm going to leave it at that. So far on the call, we've got Nicholas Godlove, we have Brett Scott, we have Quentin Baker, we have Sammy from ASU, and David Hernandez. David, did you rejoin us? Hey. Oh, hey, Kevin. And Kevin will be there. He's registered for the event. So does anybody have any questions at this point? Okay, let me continue a little bit and kind of give you an update as to what's happened, what you can expect to happen. So we're going to start off at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning at the Library Park in the center of Hayden. the mayor, Bobby Smith, is going to join us at that time. We're going to have like a little, kickoff event. But the event's going to be divided between two areas. One is downtown Hayden, which is a park, and we've got a ramada there, and we'll be able to experiment with some quadcopters and robotics, and also mesh networking. One of the things I'm most excited about is we can, in terms of the mesh networking and the quadcopters, the intention, or my intention, one of the first experiments is to attach some Raspberry Pis, some small board computers, to quadcopters and run something called IPFS, which is the Interplanetary File System, which is a mesh networking system that's cryptographically secured. Basically, if you can imagine 2 or more quadcopters flying up in the air with these Raspberry Pis running IPFS, and all of a sudden you've got like an instant mesh network that can be deployed pretty much anywhere. That's not only a mesh network for communications and storage of files and information, but it's also a way to communicate and exchange information that's cryptographically secured. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about, and we'll also try that down at the golf course area, which also has ramadas and areas to fly drones and experiment with things. So this is kind of a first run approach and experimentation to try some things that where we can start to bring a community together and innovate. There's a few of us that are heading up to San Francisco this afternoon. We're going to be going to the Silicon Valley Ethereum meetup, where Juan Bennett of IPFS is going to be talking about a brand new element of IPFS, which is called Filecoin, which will allow people to make money by hosting files, sort of like you could be your own Dropbox or Amazon Cloud Service and make money by hosting files on IPFS. There's all, hello?
Yep. Who's on the line here?
This is Jay talking. Who's this?
This is David again. Hey, Jay. It's on the Google Hangout. So I was wondering if we're just going to do the conference call or we're going to do the Google Hangout instead.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with these Google Hangouts is I think I'm on the Google Hangout. It's showing me live, but apparently you guys are on a different Google Hangout. So yeah.
All right, it's all right. I'll just tell Ed to join us.
Yeah, just tell. Yeah, perfect. Sorry about that.
All right.
So IPFS is launching a service where basically anybody with a small board computer or your laptop or whatever could host files on IPFS and make money doing that. And I think that's going to open up some other opportunities. In addition, Vitalik Buterin, who's the founder of Ethereum, is going to be there. And I'm going to I have invited Juan Bennett to join us either virtually or in person at the Decentralized Web Games, but I have not gotten a response yet. The third component, besides quadcopters, robotics, Internet of Things, and mesh networking, is we have an opportunity to experiment with prediction markets. And for those of you that don't know what prediction markets are, this is a brand new area, and there's a brand new platform that's just opened up called Augur, AUGUR.net, I think it is. It's on the decentralizedwebgames.com. But Augurs opens up the possibility of people watching these events like quadcopter events, robotics, and so forth, and actually weighing in with their expectations as to what.
Hello, this is Ed.
Hey Ed, how are you? This is Jay.
Okay, sorry the Hangout thing didn't work.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that too. That's one of the problematic areas of Hangouts, so sorry about that. Anyway, I was just going over the prediction market portion, and Ed actually submitted a suggestion, sort of like playing hide and seek with people weighing in as to who they thought would win the hide and seek games on the prediction market. And I think that's a very, very interesting idea. And it's my intention that before the event is over, we'll actually be able to experiment with playing hide and seek, a live version of hide and seek with people participating on the prediction market, augur.net, and you know, actually being able to judge who can come up with the best prediction as to how the hide and seek games will go. Ed, do you want to expand on what you had in mind for the hide and seek at all?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I don't know if there's enough time to do it this year, but it should be doable for next year. And the idea is that there are two markets, one for people who are hiding and one for people who are seeking, and that this happens over the town, and it can be also be done remotely, but certain locations would have a certain value in terms of investment in hiding, and then of course that would cross with people who would be seeking, and you could then award points to both teams according to how well they hid or how well they did when seeking out people who were hiding.
Awesome. I like it. Another item has been, thank you, Ed. I think that's a great idea, and I really want to expand upon that. And you know, as time goes on, I think we can incorporate things like the surveillance capability of the quadcopters to participate in the hide and seek games, as well as incorporate, let's say, ground-based robotics to be part of that search. And you know, that's kind of an indication as to how this thing might unfold and what we might be able to experiment with. So does anybody have any questions?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add sort of how it might work in that people could establish their positions hiding or seeking before lunch, then have a big lunch, and then go and do the judging in terms of who got found and whatnot. So it's kind of that's how I see the day unfolding.
Cool. All right. I like that idea. Does anybody have any questions about the prediction markets? There is a video on the website under, I believe it's events, under the prediction markets, that talks about how prediction markets can be incorporated into cybersecurity. And I think that's a very interesting way to enhance and look at a whole new dimension of cybersecurity. So if we get far enough along this go round where we actually have red team, blue team competitions, we might be able to incorporate the prediction markets to get sort of a crowdsourced estimate as to how long it might take the red team to penetrate the blue team, or vice versa. So anyway, those are some of the areas that we can explore with this. Does anybody have any questions at this point or comments?
I'm curious, and I joined the call just a few minutes ago, by the way, Alien. I'm curious I'm curious to see what happens once we get to the point where we can set up the prediction market stuff and see. I think it would be really interesting to, this may not be, definitely not this one, maybe not the next one, but it would be really interesting to run a comparison between the prediction markets as well as like AI and other systems for predicting and see which one has the better outcomes, is better able to actually predict what's going to happen. So anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a really interesting path to pursue. And there's a lot of artificial intelligence that's being applied to cybersecurity. And this could very well be a venue and an opportunity to apply artificial intelligence to cybersecurity, as well as this crowdsourced wisdom through the prediction markets. And I think that could really start to open up a whole new area to explore in the realm of cybersecurity. And in addition, I would like to add that with Arizona's appetite and intention to become a cybersecurity hub, by exploring these sort of cutting edge approaches to cybersecurity, I think we have an opportunity to really further distinguish ourselves as a cutting edge community in the realm of cybersecurity. And that's part of the intention of this entire initiative. Anybody have any comments or questions about that?
Would you want to try and affiliate or work closely with the Arizona Cyber Range?
Well, Brett Scott's on.
Pretty much already are.
Yeah.
So I'm part of the range there, and Brett's going to be part of this initial exercise. He's one of the co-founders. And
okay.
Yeah, there's a number of individuals from the range that are already pretty major parts of this event. So I'm not sure how much more closely we could collaborate unless we actually brand it as the Cyber Range event. But no, it's good.
Well, I was just thinking we might need some servers to support our efforts, and might be a good support system.
Sure.
So I think it's a good idea. It's a good to work with.
Yeah. If anyone has ideas for what hardware we're going to need, please submit those. I'm not sure, Jay, do we have a main place to take hardware requests? Because there's a few people I can reach out to try to arrange, among others. We could probably grab some gear if we need to make sure we have everything we need.
What I would recommend you do is just email me, Jay Carpenter, at desertblockchain.com. And that contact information is on the desertblockchain.com website. And then I'll coordinate those suggestions and requests and so forth. And I'll update the contact page on the Decentralized Web Games as well. But yeah, we can take requests for events, for hardware, for games, all of that stuff. And and I think it's also, we also have an opportunity via the video conference and via the web connections at some point to actually have something going on at the cybersecurity warfare range, so that this becomes more and more decentralized. So I think that's an opportunity to experiment with as well. Okay, any other questions or comments?
For this, no, I have one more thing for our trip this weekend that I want to talk to you about, Jay, that just came up that I think you'll hopefully be happy with. So.
Cool. All right, so for the purpose of the the Hangout. I'm going to share my screen for just a minute, and I will click to, this is, I'm showing the meetup for this weekend's Silicon Valley Ethereum meetup. There is a section on maps, and Hayden, if you're not familiar, is midway between Phoenix and Tucson. It's about an hour and 45 minutes from Phoenix. We do have 2 locations in Hayden. One is in the downtown area, and the other is, which is the downtown park, and the other is the golf course. If you can't make both days, come for part of a day. Please register, because there is a release of liability that's associated with the registration process. And that's a key item that the city has requested, or the town has requested.
Jay, quick thought.
Yep.
Might not be a bad idea to print up a few extra of those and keep them handy. So if anyone shows up who is not registered, you can have them sign that.
Perfect. Will do. So the other thing is, the schedule right now is just kind of a placeholder. There's nothing set in stone yet, and we'll have to see how it goes, but we can fill in the schedule as events come in, and as we start to, hone in on some particular events. This will be live streamed, or at least portions of it will be live streamed, and there is a link on the website now. It says live, and you can tune into that and follow along at various places. So hopefully we'll have several live streams going, one at the park, one at the golf course, and we could open it up to other locations as well. So we're about 22, 23 minutes into this. Anybody have any questions, any comments?
Joe, do you expect to do a post-mortem after the event, say in December sometime?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or November? It doesn't have to be that far out.
Well, this is intended to be an ongoing set of events. So, this is intended to be like a quarterly set of events, and it's intended to scale up to multiple locations simultaneously. So, right now, what's that?
I was going to say, I guess the best way to handle it is, yes, we do the postmortem, but that will probably be part of one of the planning meetings for the next round of events. Right.
And by the way, the Desert Blockchain events are still going forward as scheduled. So there'll be a Wednesday night session at Gangplank, and then a day-long session on the October 29th at Gangplank. And mostly I'm focused on the Decentralized Web Games at this point, but we will still have the regular quarterly events. So unless there's other questions, I think that pretty well wraps it up. I really appreciate everybody's time and attention, and I really think we got the makings of an interesting community where we can do some innovative things that'll get some attention wherever anybody's got an internet connection. So, any questions, comments?
Have fun, everyone.
All right, thanks, Ed. Thanks for your suggestions.
Right, and give me a call after this, Jay.
I will. Thanks, Elio. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.